Hello, everyone. I hope this is in our welcome to Newcastle Fans TV. We are live on Twitch. We're also live on YouTube. I hope you're all doing well. Today, we are going to be looking at a few things, the news, the last 24 hours, Eddie Howe's presser, which unfortunately revealed some injuries. And of course, we've got the whiteboard, which is down here. We're doing the whiteboard live, so bear with me on that. So I might need a couple of breathers in between the takes to wipe the boards off, but we'll go with it. I hope you're all doing fantastically well. Drop us a massive like. If you're watching the rerun, same thing applies. Get your comments down there below. We want to know your scores. We are live. We can see a couple of comments have already come in from John. This afternoon, Lee. Despite the injuries, I believe Newcastle will win this one. I think so too. I've already said 3-1 to the tune, and Ches has gone to say afternoon all. I hope you're all well. Hey, Lee. I hope you are good, mate. I am. I'm ready for some football. It's a double header this weekend. Both the men and women are at home, so not much travelling to do at all. So, yeah, so fantastic. Right, let's get straight to it. We are going to come back to your live comments every so often, but we'll have to start with the news, unfortunately, that Jacob Ramsey is going to be out injured for up to 4 weeks, possibly a little bit longer. He's going to be back after the next international break, which is disappointing. Look, we've seen it in the Leeds game. He was subbed after half time inside Ellen Road. We didn't know why. We just thought it was a tactical thing, but you had a bright first 45 minutes, and then Louis Miley came on at half time. But Eddie Howe's gone on to say Jacob is our only other injury concern, and he'll miss the game. He suffered from that tackle against Leeds. His ankle swelled up at half time, and he had to come off. Unfortunately, I think he'll be missing until the next international break. So it's a big blow. It is a big blow because I think he's next in line. If you take the big three in the midfield out, I think Ramsey's the next one in there as well. And of course, there is another injury update with Yoane Wissa again. Sorry to be bringing bad news to you, Al, if you're just finding out. Yoane Wissa's not going to make it either. Unfortunately, he won't make this game. I saw him for the first time yesterday, and he's feeling the effects of the injury sustained just before he came off whilst on international duty, and we're going to see how it is. So I think he's going for a specialist to say what the situation is, and hopefully that's not too long, because obviously you've just splashed the cash on him, and he scored twice on international duty in 2 different games. So it's very, very, you know what? It's just our luck, man. It's just pure bad luck. I think the Ramsey one, we all knew that there was something wasn't quite there. Because he went off at half time. That Eddie said after the game it was because of an injury potentially, and that's disappointing because I would have liked to see Ramsey get a little bit of a run. But that is really disappointing. And the Wissa one obviously is missing as well, so there's no doubt that Nick Woltemade will start up top, of course. But I predicted he would anyways, even if Wissa was available. But it's not the point. You want your signings available. You've just splashed the cash, and none of them are available either. Hiya, Wolfson. I hope you're doing all right. I said 2-0 win. Matt, afternoon, Lee. I hope you're enjoying. Hope you are all doing all right. We are indeed. And Richard goes on and says, could be mind games with Wissa. Do you reckon? I don't think so. All the journals are saying that he's injured. Matt says, I reckon a 3-0 win for us. Said him a bit of writing today. If you could handpick a game against Wolves at home, it would be that one. No gimmies in the Premier League, but I reckon we can win. Yeah, the bottom of the league. We are going to touch upon Wolves in a second. And both injuries are a blow, says Ches. Wissa slightly more so than I think he would have been first choice, but I'm sure fans will be patient with Woltemade and Wolfson. This is why we all hate international breaks. Yeah, Wissa injured on international duty, which is it's part and parcel of football nowadays. Obviously, Ramsey not, because he got injured against Leeds, as we all know. So we'll stay with the news, and then we are going to jump on the whiteboard. Just a little bit. There's been a bit of talk. I've seen this in the media. I've seen a couple of videos. Newcastle United will not have a new crest next season because of the Adidas shirts are going to have to be made. So that will not change the badge. Obviously, there is some talk and dialogue with Newcastle fans, but the badge will stay. Personally, I don't see there's anything wrong with our current badge. I don't see why you want to change it. I don't get it. It's still a modern badge, mate. It's still one of the best in the Premier League. And yes, I know it's been around since the late 80s, but it's still a class badge for me. Craig Hopes goes on to say about sport director and training ground announcements. The training ground is actually having an upgrade currently. The current one, so I can't say a training ground coming anytime soon, to be honest with you. And then just sticking with the presser, Eddie Howe speaks to the media for the first time ahead of the Wolves game. You can also watch that. It's available on the app and YouTube as well. He goes on to say about Wolves, it's a huge game for us in our season. It's been a slow start in terms of results, but I don't think it has in terms of performances. We need to build momentum in our season very quickly. The level is so high and Wolves will be difficult. We need the support as with us, and they have been in every moment, which is great. And then he's gone on to say about Nick Woltemade, who's now had 4 training sessions with us. He's fine. He's trained well, and we're really pleased with how he's looked in the first couple of days. It's a big change for him, big opportunity for him, and he's got a great nature, a great character. He's very calm, and he's gone straight into our training ground and not looked out of place. He's shown his qualities. We're really pleased with how he has settled in, which is great news. He's been spotted a couple of times around the City Centre and Quayside. Great news, though. Joelinton is fine. He's back. Joelinton has trained. He's fit. He's available. He's been out on the training pitch and he's looked good. Really happy to welcome him back. Such an important player. So we'll just pause there to see what you lot are saying. So, great news about Joelinton, because if Joelinton didn't make it, Ramsey comes in if he wasn't injured. And there would have been that worry if Joelinton didn't make it. If Ramsey didn't make it, you would probably say Willock's probably the more natural one to play on that left of the midfield 3. Yes, Miley could do a job for you. But for me, Willock needs a bit of minutes now. You know, he's been on the bench the last couple of games, worried about the injury, didn't play, and now he's had another 2 weeks. So I think Willock needs a little bit of minutes, and especially like with Lewis Hall gradually getting introduced to the team. The same with Joe Willock as well. And so what's Richard saying? I'm hoping that it's just that Eddie Howe would be looked at the fact he's taken off with 15 to go in the game. Yeah, it looked like it was because at the time the DR Congo were drawn 2-2 with Senegal and they lost that game. And if Vissa stays on the pitch, you never know, do you? You never know. We'll go back. Do keep your comments in. Drop us a like if you can. That'll be wonderful. We are going to, as I say, jump on the whiteboard very shortly. That'll be the main part of the video. And obviously, David Hopkinson was appointed CEO very recently, and he's Eddie Howe said, we've had several conversations. He's a great person, really great energy. He's very, very polite. I think he's a great appointment. It's an appointment that was much needed. Unfortunately, with Darren's illness, which left a big gap, David will come in and hopefully take the club off the pitch into a new direction. A little bit update on the women. Becky Langley's also been speaking today. She's obviously mentioned David Hopkinson and a few of the injury updates as well. Obviously, you can see them training. It's going to be a strange one this weekend for the lasses, which we're going to be at for you. Great to see Alicia Body back in training there. But the Gate said there's Emily Murphy, and of course, Potty is back as well in training, which is great to see, of course. But we'll keep moving on. There's loads of pictures. Obviously, with new goalkeeper there. This is a bit on Alexander Isak because I want to bring up this point as well. And I'll be honest with you, we haven't really talked about Alexander Isak since he's left, and it's not something that we really want to go into on the channel. It's not. We could do Alexander Isak videos, or he said this, his agent said that, milk the views and try and get views, but we're not about that. We want to move on from it, but I do want to bring this up just for the one-off that Eddie Howe said on Alexander Isak. So Alex and I have always had enjoyed a great relationship. I loved working with him, and I hope that he loved working with us. We hope it's mutually beneficial. We helped him as a player, and he helped us as a team. We helped him become the player who departed us today, and he has helped us achieve some important milestones. He was very part of a successful team. To give you a little bit more on that, the moment he went on strike, the relationship changed, and I think was the turning point in our relationship. Communication became difficult from that point onwards. So, look, just briefly on the Isak stuff. He's gone in my eyes. And if people do want to keep talking about him and stuff like that, that's fine by me. But for me personally, I've kind of moved on from it. I'm excited about Woltemade. It's disappointing about Wissa, but I would have been excited to see Wissa play. Whoever started and whoever came off the bench, it would have been lifted either or. But look, we're focused on those strikers that are at our club now. Forget about it. He's moved on. We've got that money. We can reinvest that maybe January or next summer if we need to. But classy response from Eddie Howe, I have to say. It was brilliant response. He could have thrown him under a bus. And you never know, more stuff might come out in the future about what really happened and stuff like that, because Isak's saying that you've only heard one side of the story and all this bollocks. But there you go. Medieval's got to say, Wolf, I couldn't agree more. I hate the international games. Wolfson then says, I think our new CEO can be better than Darren. Do you believe the same? I think he's got more connections globally. I think that's where he can bring a lot of finance in to the club, which is fantastic. But remember to remember your local fan base as well, because I think that's also important as well. That don't overprice them for tickets, and obviously don't sell your tickets to schools, which has been joked about online as well, of course. And Matt's gone on to say, looking forward to the game on Sunday for the Lasses as well. I think it's going to be good attendance too, and hopefully a good win as well. Now, it's in the video title list. Have you seen this the past 24 hours? The Turkish window closes today. That the Mail claim that Trabzonspor have an interest in out-of-favour defender Jamal Lascelles. The Turkish window closes tomorrow. That's today now. Lascelles has missed out on a place in the Champions League squad. He has, however, got in the 25-man squad for the Premier League, which is slightly more relaxed rules. What do you reckon then? If a bid did come in or has come in today, would you sell Jamal Lascelles? Because technically he's sixth choice if you think about Malik Chow, Fabian Schär, Dan Burn, Sven Botman, and Emil Kraft. They're all ahead of him. There's five. Lascelles, I would actually. I don't think he's going to be here after next summer. I actually thought he would go this summer, to be fair. But if a bid come in for Lascelles, that's reasonable. He's in his early 30s. Anything up to 5 million, potentially, you get a little bit of money back in because he's not going to play, let's be honest. Is he going to get more than 5-10 games this season? I can't say. I think he's basically become the new Paul Dummett, unfortunately. Although I think Lascelles might be the only one who's the last survivor of the championship winning side. I think he surely is. But he's been a great captain down the years. You kind of forget that. But for him, he needs to play some football, in my opinion, with Jamal Lascelles. Just a little bit on that, I joked about the school. This was in reference, this was put out first. I seen this on the Chronicle, actually, about ticket touts being thrown around. Newcastle United have cancelled a number of tickets for the Champions League match against Barcelona due to a breach of the season ticket terms and conditions. The relevant season tickets have also been cancelled with immediate effect and without refund. These tickets will be made available to Newcastle supporters through the club's existing ticket sales process. Supporters who suspect unauthorised reselling are urged to send relevant information to the supporter services email, which you can see there. And just staying on tickets and stuff, Union versus Newcastle will be played at Anderlecht ground, not Union's, for their game on the 1st of October at Lotto Park. It's got a larger capacity, and the application to get match tickets is larger, and it's open now. Well, it's actually closed now, and closed at 2 o'clock today. So most people will find out on Monday that they've got the high threshold, and then they can go and book their tickets on for Monday. Okie dokie then. Right, let's have a look. Is that the... Actually, we'll stay with this because I did mention this before. The 25-man squad officially confirmed by the Premier League just literally half an hour ago. The 25-man squad for the Premier League also includes Harrison Ashby, Mark Gillespie, and Jamal Lascelles, who missed out the Champions League squad. Lewis Hall and Lewis Smiley are not named as they don't need to be included due to their age. Obviously, 21 and under, you don't have to be registered. So, surprised Mark Gillespie got in there because he didn't last season, did he? But there you go. So there is your roundup then. So about Lascelles and is Trabzonspor the ones who signed Onana? Yes, Matt, spot on. You're right. I would sell him. That's Wolfson. Matt's also said I would sell him solely on playing, but just how much impact he has off the pitch behind the scenes, behind the seasons off the field captain. And Chesa says I'll sell ourselves if a bid come in, but not if it wasn't the adequate cover. Lots of games this season, and we need to rest some of our first 11 at times. True, but he's sixth choice, and then Alex Murphy seventh choice, who hasn't got a loan out, so you've got cover there as well. So I think it would make sense if that was. We'll have to wait and see because the window closes. I don't know what time the Turkish window closes the day, but we haven't heard anything from it. But you never know, do you? David's going to say it would be a good move for Jamal and the two to get something for him under the current climate. Reach, drop us a massive like. We are about to start the whiteboard. I've got it doing here. What will happen in between, because I'll have to wipe the whiteboard down when I'm switching the teams over. I might have to play a little bit of music over the top with a picture, especially for the Toon one, because that'll be more detailed. But I'm just going to switch the screens around just so I can put the whiteboard open here. We'll do it live. So bear with me. I'll be back with you in about... I've already got the Wolves side already on my whiteboard, what I think it'll be, but bear with me. I'll be back in 20 seconds. Right then, so Wolves. I'm not going to lie to you, I didn't know much about Wolves. Now, what I can tell you is Jürgen Strand-Larsen won't be available. So Howe will come into the side. Well, actually, he's been in the side for the last couple. And I think it'd probably be a good thing that Strand-Larsen isn't available, because he just know that he would have been on the score sheet against one, knowing that we're trying to sign him. But it seems to me that Wolves have an influx of change in players quite a lot. Obviously, they've lost Nori on the left-hand side, and he's gone to Man City. But I didn't know a great deal about them. What I do know is that they like to play three at the back. So you've got Bueno, Agabo, if I've pronounced it right, Gomez, and there seem to be like loads of Gomez's and loads of Buenos as well. But Wolves fans will probably be telling me something different. I think Sar's a decent keeper as well. But in all honesty, three at the back, four across the midfield, that'll turn into what you would expect to be wing backs out of possession. So they'll go five at the back with these two protecting the defence. Especially Andre, big things are expected of him, but in all honesty, I don't know a great deal about Wolves. I cannot sit here and say I'm an expert. I haven't actually even seen Wolves live on TV so far this season. Yes, I know it's only 3 games in, but this will be the first time seeing them live, as I'll be at St James's Park. But obviously Hwang's got a history of scoring against her, but I'm struggling. I'm really struggling. I don't know a great deal about them, because they seem to change an influx of players every 12 months or so, and it's obviously heavily dominated by Portuguese-speaking players. And Wolves, of course, struggling. They've lost 3 games so far this season in the league, in the bottom of the league. Yes, they got a great comeback in the League Cup, which ironically lost and came off the bench and scored. But in all honesty, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you that I didn't know much about them. So, unfortunately, I'm not an expert on this one. I'll have to say more of Wolves during the season. But what we're going to do is I'm going to wipe this down, and then we're going to start with Newcastle. So if you give us a minute, and I'll be back with you shortly, and we'll carry on doing Newcastle. Right then, everyone. So that was Wolves. Okie dokie. Like I say, I'm not the expert on Wolves, to be honest with you. So I'm just getting that whiteboard ready. I'm just gonna wipe it doing. Yeah, wipe it doing. This is what you got to do when you're live. In all honesty, like I didn't really know a great deal about Wolves. I mean, do yous at home? I'm asking yous to help me out here, because I didn't really watch Wolves, and they've got that many players that, like I say, they change every transfer window. They seem to bring a heap load in, and a lot go as well. And I saw, look, as Matt was saying earlier, Matt, if you've done an article, I'll get that shared as well. You need a win, and you've got bottom of the side who've lost 3 out of 3 in the Premier League. You're at home. You've got a new signing up top. You know, Howe. Surely this is 3 points, surely, isn't it? It has to be 3 points. Davis asked, I wasn't even an English team, because looking at your whiteboard, the end, I can't even... Have Wolves actually got many English players? They haven't. I can't even remember an English player. They've got... There's Max Kilman. No, Kilman moved on to West Ham, didn't he? I really don't know. It's a great question, that, David. I might have to look at that afterwards for the research. And Matt's also said that I'm going to have to update taking a break now from Kingston Park. Retired. Yeah, we're not playing there anymore, are we? Aye, so I think we'll get... I need to write down... I've just done, as I was wiping it doing, I've just got to... Because I use these, I'll let you in a little secret. I use these. These are magnets, which I put on. I've got the formation ready for the 2, and I just need to write down the players' names. So I'll be back with you very shortly. I'll give us about 30-40 seconds on this one. We're back, so I've just quickly put this together. So apologise, my writing's not all over the place, but when you're live and you're against the clock. Rating. So this is what I think Newcastle will go with. This is what I said even before the Wissa injury. I said that Woltemade would start. So even if Wissa was available, I would have still had Woltemade. Joelinton makes it even before the announcement, just before in the presser. So this is my lineup, and I think Liverpool will be left back, and I think Lewis Hall. He's unlucky because his form last season was sensational, but Liverpool was playing bits at the moment, and Trippier obviously is part of the defence that's kept 2 clean sheets in the last 3 games. So there's the lineup. And for me, I think we're all going to be looking at this fella. Now, obviously, he's had 4 training sessions with Newcastle. Got an assist on international duty for Germany. Didn't set the world alight with Germany. Obviously, they got a surprise defeat against Slovakia, but then obviously won the second game. But we're all intrigued to see what he's going to do. Now, it's going to be interesting if he's just going to sit as an out-and-out centre-forward, but that's not really his game. Don't be too surprised that he wants to come in the pockets and pick the ball up. I'm trying to think of, from what I've seen, because he can go past players and he also can play as the 10 and play make as well. Kind of in the mould of who am I trying to think of? Maybe a Teddy Sheringham for people who are old enough to remember that. I think Woltemade, but he also can go past players, where Sheringham wasn't that type either. But in terms of what I mean by in reference to Sheringham is that he'll drop sometimes a little bit deep and try and play people in. So if he does that, it's important that Anthony Elanga and Harvey Barnes get into these positions. Now, we know Barnes will do this regardless, that he loves to cut in and take a shot. I've got no problems with that, but at the minute, he hasn't started the season off well. He's due a performance because Anthony Gordon will be biting at the bits to come back in against Barcelona. Obviously, that's going to be a massive game. We'll talk about that later in the week. But Barnes needs to perform, because if he doesn't, he's out of the side for Barcelona. Gordon comes in. Anthony Elanga, who scored on international duty for Sweden, for me, he needs another performance. I don't think he's set the world alight since he's signed, but you can't write him off. It's too early yet. You've got to at least give him at least half a season, because that's what Gordon got, remember. So for Elanga, if Woltemade is dropping deep, Elanga will need to get in these positions for me to cover Woltemade and get in that striking position. Obviously played up top for Sweden in both of their games, but important that Elanga. Tonali, who was absolutely fantastic for Italy, scored the win on their mad 5-4 win over Israel. You want him on the ball as much as possible. You want Bruno on the ball. And interesting with Joelinton, I don't think Joelinton will play the full 90, because obviously he is back, which is great. However, I think it's disappointing that we've lost Jacob Ramsey, but I think that'll be a substitution in the midfield first that you'll see in the second half. So don't be surprised that's for Joe Willock, because I think Miley will probably come on for one of these two a little bit later. So I think this will be ready for Joe Willock, because he needs minutes as well. But obviously Joelinton, that midfield 3, as I said this numerous of times, and other fans start to say that midfield 3 is up there with one of the best in the Premier League. Name me a better 3 than that in the Premier League. You'll struggle to. These two have been brilliant. I don't see any reason why you would need to change these two. I know there's Barcelona on the horizon, and some people might say, well, do you know what? This is the game, and maybe just drop 1 or 2 players and get ready for Barcelona, because then after Barcelona, you're away to Bournemouth. But for me, you go with the strongest side against Wolves, who are rock bottom. Newcastle need a win. It was disappointing 0-0 draw against Leeds. It was a good draw away at Aston Villa, but we should have won. And with 10 men, arguably, some people might say that we were better against Liverpool. But we need a win. We need to turn them performances into win. Leeds was disappointing that we only drew there. It was a poor display. So expect Tino Livramento to help get forward. Trippier with his set-piece deliveries as well. It's important that these two bomb on, especially Livramento. He's got it in his locker. And don't be too surprised later in the game that we'll see Livramento switch to cross to right back, and then Lewis Hall will then have that licence. Lewis Hall to bomb up and down as well. So you'll have 2 natural wing backs, or if you want to call them wing backs, full backs. But Livramento, I see that happening later in the game. Hopefully Nick Pope isn't too tested. In all honesty, lads and lasses that are watching, we should be winning this game. If we're not beating Wolves, who have lost all 3 of their Premier League games, we've got problems this season. So I expect Newcastle to fully go on and pick up 3 points. Right, I'm going to just go off for about 20 seconds so I can reshape the camera and get back to you live. Right, everybody, what do you reckon then? What do you reckon then? So this man, Voldemade, you can see the size of this whiteboard. That man there, Voldemade, he's got to be a star. What's the odds on you reckon him scoring then? I can't put this back in place now. What's the odds on Voldemade scoring then on his debut? If you're a betting man, leave it on half 424 4223. Hey, late Ches. Yeah, hello. Evening, drop the halfway line, Nicky, and play the wingers. And you will drop deep. Evening, Les. Hope you're doing Ari as well. Don, expect Hall at left back. Can't see his first game being Barca. That's the thing I would love to see, Don. Honestly, I would love to see Lewis Hall left back and Tino Livramento right back. I just think if we kept a clean sheet, it's a tad harsh on Trippier. I think Trippier will play the Barca game because of experience, I would have thought. But look, it's a good problem to have. It's a really good problem to have because we wouldn't have had this problem, 18 months ago when we ravaged, 2 years ago, in the Champions League. And you've got options, and now we've got an injury with Wissa. But when Wissa comes back, you've got Wissa Valdemade, even backup third choice of Sula. Right wing, you've got two right wingers. Left wing, when Gordon comes back, because Gordon will be back for Barcelona. You've got that option. We've got plenty midfield. Obviously, it's just the two injuries in it. You don't really want to get too many more injuries. We've got squad depth at centre-back. I mean, you've got Malik Chow and Sven Botman who can't even get in the side at the minute. And that's mad because they're the future of Newcastle United. So they can't get in the side at the minute. So we've got some good problems. Good solution, sorry. It's not a problem, it's a solution for Eddie Howe. Problems are being at the top of the video is that we've just got Wissa who hasn't even kicked a ball for we're injured on national duty, and then Ramsey on his debut has only played 45 minutes and he gets injured. So I'm going to stick to a 3-1 win for the two, and I think we will concede, but I think we will win. And I think it'll be, I don't want to say it'll be convincing, but I think once we get that second goal, I think that's where Newcastle will take a little bit extra control and just start to dominate. What do you reckon then? What's your score predictions as well? Get them in before we start to wrap up. And hopefully, do you like it being live or do you just prefer it being actually recorded and uploaded? I don't know how you feel about that because that was nerve-wracking for me in case I fucked the cameras up, to be honest with you. Not the whiteboarding out, it was just fucking up the cameras because I've literally got one camera here which I just spin round. Wait, Lee, go back to the camera on the whiteboard. I can't spin it around because it might affect my USB, unfortunately, Ches. But 3-1 to the tune. Hope you've enjoyed this live. I think Miley will get some game time, says Richard. If you can drop us a massive like on the video, that does go a long way for us. It's not just a blank stream. I've got to put a lot of effort into it. Live, always live, mate. We like the interaction. Yeah, I've had a little bit of a breather over the national break with the lives. Still had a video out every day, though. But just with the lives, I just took a bit of a breather, especially with the transfer window closed, so I can basically enjoy my life a little bit, you know. We shall love yous and leave yous, everyone. Get your scores. If you're still watching live, drop them in the comments down below and give us your score predictions as well if you're not putting them live. But yeah, we'll see us all for match day. We have coming up for match day a live one with Josh, I believe, and then I'll bring you the last word. I'll bring you score in the players as well. I might do a match reaction myself. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. We'll see. There's no home vlog for Wolves. It's not really a big game. I'm not a big fan of doing home vlogs for smaller games. But yeah, we'll see you very soon. Yeah, on Newcastle Fans TV. Watch what is it doing and enjoy your weekend. And hopefully both lads and lasses pick up 3 points. See you later.